Aquila and Priscilla were a devout couple of Jewish origin from Pontus, in Asia Minor. They settled in the great city of Rome, where Aquila practiced the profession of tent-maker with great success. Priscilla always stood by her husband's side and supported him with love at every step. They had most likely already embraced the Christian faith before they were forced to leave the capital of the empire. Emperor Claudius issued a harsh decree ordering the expulsion of all Jews from Rome. The devout couple was then forced to leave the city and sought a new place to settle. They ultimately took refuge in Corinth shortly before the Apostle Paul arrived there, coming from Athens. Divine providence led them to this historic and decisive encounter with the great apostle. Paul discovered in them two faithful and devoted co-workers in the work of Christ. That unique meeting in Corinth marked the beginning of a deep and meaningful spiritual relationship. From that moment on, their lives became inseparably linked to Paul's great missionary work. This couple emerged as a pillar of the early Christian church through their service and zeal. The Apostle Paul was joyfully welcomed into the home of Aquila and Priscilla in Corinth. He worked daily alongside them in the tent-making workshop because he did not want to be a burden to anyone. Paul instructed them with special care in the mysteries of the faith and initiated them into Christian truth. According to traditions of the early church, the apostle himself baptized them. The couple devoted themselves wholeheartedly to Paul, who became their spiritual father and true guide. They offered every possible assistance for the spread of the gospel message throughout the surrounding region. Their zeal was so great and powerful that they did not hesitate to share in the dangers. Aquila, together with Priscilla, put their own lives at risk for the sake of the apostle. Paul deeply valued their devotion and love and never missed an opportunity to express his gratitude. In many of his epistles, the great apostle sent them warm greetings filled with love. In his epistle to the Romans, he emphasized that these two had risked their lives. He publicly thanked God for their offering and underscored that all the churches owe them gratitude. When the Apostle Paul decided to leave Achaia, Priscilla and Aquila followed him immediately. They settled together with the apostle in Ephesus, where they continued to serve the missionary work with zeal. Their large and hospitable home in Ephesus served as a place of gathering and worship for the Christians. There, the faithful gathered regularly to celebrate the divine liturgy and pray together. In Ephesus, Aquila and Priscilla lovingly undertook the completion of the catechesis of Apollos. Apollos was a learned Jew from the great city of Alexandria with exceptional eloquence. He knew the Holy Scriptures very well and taught the way of the Lord with enthusiasm and passion. However, he did not yet fully know the baptism of Jesus Christ and needed deeper spiritual guidance. Priscilla and Aquila welcomed him into their home and lovingly taught him the full truth. With great patience and wisdom, they guided him into the deeper meanings of the Christian faith and life. Thanks to their guidance, Apollos developed into a remarkable and tireless preacher of the gospel. Their contribution to his spiritual formation and growth was precious and invaluable for the church. After some time, Aquila and Priscilla returned to Rome and once again offered their hospitality. Their home once more functioned as a church and place of worship for the faithful. Later, they left Rome once again and returned to Ephesus to continue their ministry. They were there at the time when Paul had been thrown into prison for the second time in Rome. The apostle was then writing to his beloved disciple Timothy, who was serving as bishop in Ephesus. In his second epistle to Timothy, he asked him to convey his greetings to the two saints. This last reference in the scriptures reveals the deep and unbreakable bond of love that united them. The couple remained steadfastly faithful to their mission, even during periods of harsh persecutions and trials. In all likelihood, they completed their earthly journey in the city of Ephesus in a martyric and glorious manner. The pagans beheaded them because of their unwavering faith in Christ and their missionary preaching. The Church honors their memory with deep reverence as holy apostles and glorious martyrs of the faith. The shining example of their lives continues to illuminate the path of every Christian couple that serves.